Hello YouTube, what is up? And it is Garrett here with an interesting episode of Destruction. As you can see clearly with the team we have, we have ourselves a good little Mudsdale, which is special defensive with that stamina boosting defense ability. Mega Alakazam, just great Pokemon to have late game, outspeeds a lot of the Pokemon in the tier, and just really wrecks shop. Got Serena as our rapid spinner. Toxapex is our defensive wall, get us some toxic spikes, really comes in handy. Beware, Choice Scarf Beware. 360 speed, doesn't outspeed everything, but the things it does outspeed, it hits them really hard. And that fluffy ability really comes in handy when you're taking physical damage, because you really don't take that much physical damage. And then we have Araquanid. I just love Araquanid. It's one of my favorite Pokemon from this generation just because of its ability, Water Bubble. But that's not really the main attraction here. This is Destruction, as you already know. And we're just going to go ahead and hop right in this, and we're going to see what happens. So this was just a really intense match right from the start. I don't know why I let off with my Mega Alakazam, but I did. And I went for the Psychic and straight up just killed his Mamoswine. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I don't really remember the thought process behind it. But I strangely don't kill his Nihilego, but I do live the Power Gem. And I'm just like, well, I can easily kill this thing again. He swaps out into Greninja, which I'm fine with. I don't really care. I go ahead and swap out into my Araquanid because I can take any attack this thing wants to throw at me, including the Water Shuriken. I guess I just decided to go either for a Liquidation or Leech Life. And I did go for the Leech Life. And this Alomomola here, I hate. Every time I play an Alomomola, it always ends up being a really long match because I never have anything that checks Alomomola. But that all changes. Not at all. I don't know what I was about to say, but definitely the Nihilego comes out. I definitely get up these Toxic Spikes. These Toxic Spikes will definitely come in handy around for later. And because he no longer has the Nihilego, he can't really get rid of them. But he still has the Mandibuzz, and the Mandibuzz can just defog those away. And I don't want that to happen, so I really have to work on getting rid of the Mandibuzz. But here I just decided to piss him off a little bit and go for the Toxic Spikes again, swap out. Hopefully he goes for the Defog. He actually goes for the Whirlwind to get me out of there, but he sends me onto my Beware. And here I just go for a Double Edge. It's Mandibuzz, defensive monster, so it doesn't really do anything. So I decide to just swap, go out into Toxapex. He swaps again, goes out into Sableye. And this thing's definitely got to be Mega, so I cannot get up my Toxic Spikes. So I have to swap. Got into Mudsdale. There's the Mega Evolution. And he goes for the Will-O-Wisp. And I'm not really scared about this because this is Rest, Sleep Talk, Mudsdale. So I try to get off as much damage as I can with the Earthquake. He gets off the Will-O-Wisp. Like I said, I don't care. If anything, I could just go for another Rest right here. But I decided to go for the Earthquake to see if he has Recover. He actually has Calm Mind, which I'm really not in the mood to deal with. Here I swap. And I go out into Araquanid, because I know Araquanid, if Araquanid has the potential to kill this thing, I'm Assault Vested, so he can't kill me with anything. But Liquidation is definitely my best bet, because I don't want that Sableye really, like, coming at me with anything. So, I go back out into Toxapex, and hopefully now is the time I can get up some Toxic Spikes, because this thing can't really touch me. And Toxic Spikes just basically means that, okay, well I didn't go for it there because the Mega Sableye was out, and that meant the Mega Sableye could do anything. So I guess I did make the right prediction. I go out into Araquanid, get the Liquidation off, totally eat up this Dark Pulse because, well, yeah, I'm Araquanid, got that Assault Vest on. The Alomomola comes back out and doesn't take any damage from the Liquidation. I don't get a defense drop, so I can't really put any pressure on this thing. So I swap out again, and this time I go out into Alakazam, get the Regenerator, which is incredible because that means I can easily swap out if I feel like it, which I do. I get a lot of HP back from that. That was actually really interesting. I don't think that's ever happened to me before, where the traceability doesn't usually always come in handy for me. But if you play your cards right, then you really can do a lot with that trace. Just keep an eye out for that. Send out your Pokemon with trace against any Pokemon that really matters, and then you can make something happen. So here I go for the Aromatherapy, and I get rid of the Poison on Araquanid, get rid of the Burn on Mudsdale. Here I switch out. You go for the U-turn. He's probably gonna go for the Recover, but I'm just gonna go right back out into Araquanid. He does go for the recover again, and Araquanid just, is like, I can't deal with this. I predict him to switch into Alomomola, and here I just want to get a Toxic off of them Alomomola because I'm sick and tired of this thing being here. Surf is not going to do anything, and it's interesting that he runs Surf, probably because of all the Tapu Finis running around, and Scald can't really burn in Misty Terrain. So, nice he's going for Scald, or Surf, because it's not going to get a burn on me or anything, and I can just hear an Earthquake. I got the Toxic off. He probably didn't predict that. He's going to swap out into his Mandibuzz, I believe, as I do not predict that, unfortunately. But I don't think it really mattered, because even if he did switch out into Mandibuzz, I was just going to try and get up a Toxic on him anyway, which I did. And I get the Toxic off on the Mandibuzz, and now that's perfect. The Toxic Spikes weren't coming in handy because he had the Mandibuzz to get rid of them. But now that I have Toxic on the Mandibuzz, he's definitely going to start getting whittled down. That's definitely a good thing. Here, I guess I just decided to stay in and get off as much damage as I can. Just because, like I said, I'm trying to whittle this thing down. He can't really hurt my Serena, so I just U-turn out. He's got a Citrus Berry, not really mattering because of the Toxic, like I said. Here we go out into Alakazam, and I just decide to say fuck it and go for the Focus Blast. I think that's what I did. Yeah, I just went for the Focus Blast. Definitely does a hella to the Alomomola. And here, I think I just decided to go for a Calm Mind. Yeah, I go for the Calm Mind. Look at that. Wish comes out. It doesn't matter because now I have a Calm Mind up, and I do hella damage to anybody. So he goes on the Sableye, on my Psychic. His last 3 Pokemon totally should be able to just take out Alakazam. But they don't, because I go for a Calm Mind. Or no, I go for a Shadow Ball, and I actually get the Special Defense drop, which means my Shadow Ball is a 2-hit KO regardless. So he goes out in the Mandibuzz again, and I just go for a Shadow Ball. And it does, I get a Special Defense drop. And with the Toxic, that means I can safely just go for another Shadow Ball and kill the Mandibuzz. So that's incredible, that's amazing. Really coming out with these special defensive drops. Greninja comes out, here I just go for the Focus Blast. Luckily for me, I actually hit it. I feel like Mega Alakazam is just my Pokemon. Mega Alakazam is my dude now. I go for another Calm Mind because I don't really have a reason not to. I don't have a reason to not go for Calm Mind here, because the Alomomola cannot touch me unless he goes for a Toxic. Here I get maybe just a little too greedy, and I go for a Calm Mind, but he gets off a Toxic. And it's not like it really matters, because we're already sort of at the end, and I'm looking at my answers right now. What do I have to take on Alomomola? Really nothing that was not the Alakazam, because I don't have any special attackers on my team besides Alakazam. And luckily for me, Alakazam is just able to go ahead and kill this dude, and that is a nice little 6-0 right there for Alakazam. I'm not gonna actually end the video off right here, guys. I actually have one more video to show you guys, and I think you guys are gonna like it, and I'll be right back with that. And we are back. I have the other battle up right here. This is another battle. This definitely fits in with the theme of destruction, because this is another video where Mega Alakazam just kind of shits on this dude's team, and you're about to see how so. Lead off with my Mudsdale, because I felt like I felt like he was going to lead off with his Gigalith, but he doesn't. He actually leads off with his Crocodile. Taunts me, so I can't really Toxic the Crocodile, so I can't touch this thing, so I swap out into my Serena. He goes for the counter, so luckily that did nothing. I think I either go for the U-turn or the Trop Kick. I do go for the U-turn, so I get to swap out freely onto his, whatever it is his Persian has. I don't think I outspeed it, because I'm only 360 and max speed Persian is 361, so he outspeeds me by 1 point. But I do go out into my Beware, and I get off a nice and powerful Hammer Arm. And here he actually swaps out into his Clefable, as I swap out into my Mudsdale. I swapped out because I didn't, I was all my stats were really lowered, so I didn't know what to do. Here he gets off a Reflect, and I'm like, well shit, now Mudsdale's basically useless against this Pokemon, because he's going to be Magic Guard, and I can't Toxic it, because it's not going to do anything, because he's Magic Guard. So here I got in Toxapex, and I'm just like, you know what, whatever, I'm going to start setting up some Toxic Spikes, cripple the rest of his team. Even though he does have Tentacruel in the back, that means he has to swap out into Tentacruel. Unfortunately for me, though, he actually tricks me. I didn't know he switcheroo was a thing to run on Persian, so I didn't expect it, and he switcheroos a Choice Scarf onto me. Interesting, very just interesting, because now my Toxapex is basically useless. I can't really sit here and do much of anything, and that's annoying. But he goes out into his Clefable. I go for Scalds. They don't do anything, of course. So I got an Araquanid, because I figure Araquanid can at least do something to this thing. So here, I decide to go for the Liquidation. As he goes for the Reflect, I go for the Poison Jab. Nice and stab. Oh wait, nice and super effective, but doesn't really do anything. So he swaps out, goes out into Tentacruel. Here I go for the Liquidation. It does a crit, so that did hell a lot of damage. I really don't feel a reason to not go for another one. So I think that's what I did. I just stayed in and I go for another Liquidation. And it doesn't kill, unfortunately. But with the damage it's doing, I don't feel any reason to not go for another one. So he goes out into Clefable, and I switch. So actually, apparently I didn't want to make that risk. I guess I want my Araquanid up at full health as much as possible. I go out into Mega Alakazam, trace the Magic Guard, which is nice, and I start setting up Calm Minds because I know I can take anything from this dude. Unfortunately, he gets a special attack drop, which fucking sucks. But at least I still have my special defense boost, and now I have +2 special defense, and his Moon Blasts are not doing damage. So that's nice, but I can't really do anything with only +1 special attack. But he surprisingly swaps out into Gigalith. And Gigalith really can't do anything here. Gigalith, the Gigalith switch is not really a switch I would have made. Mainly because the Sandstream's not going to do anything because of the Magic Guard I traced. And here he just swaps right back out into Clefable, so I don't really understand. He gets a special attack drop again, and I'm just like, dude, knock it off with the shit. But luckily, Psychic is still strong enough to be able to kill it. Out comes the Persian. I know I can outspeed this thing, so I just go for a Focus Blast and kill it. And you're not going to believe this. I just watch. Crocodile comes out, and I'm like, okay, I'm still faster, and I just go for a Focus Blast and kill him. Nice, nice, nice. And his last two Pokemon are Cloyster and Tentacruel. And Cloyster is hopefully not Focus Sashed, and I hit my 3rd Focus Blast. How often do you see people hit 3 Focus Blasts? And he just goes out in Tentacruel, and I kill him with a Psychic. So that was another nice little Mega Alakazam sweep. That one was a lot faster than the last one, because, well, the last one had so many Stallmons. But this one was just normal, sort of offensive. He made the Gigalith switch, I think was his, may have been his downfall, just because he really, the Gigalith switch I just don't get. I don't know what he was gonna try and do there. Mega Alakazam runs through that mon. If the only reason he went out into it was to go right back out into Clefable, I don't know why he didn't just stay in with Clefable or swap out into Crocodile or something. I have no idea. But thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.